Okay, in this recording, I'm going to try to make it easier for you. I'll give you my experience with macular degeneration. I just was diagnosed with it. And today I got my first shot in my left eye, this one right here. And my right eye is not affected yet. So I caught it sort of early because we have people in my family that have it. And I just want to let you know ways you might catch it a little quicker than a lot of people. It's insidious that you don't notice it if you look with both eyes. Everything looks normal, the lines are straight, colors look fine. One of the first things I noticed was I get up in the morning. I always kind of open the left eye up first, right? It's just a habit, and I was seeing a little dot, and I never saw it before. Right, I was sort of a clue, but only with when the light wasn't quite right, and I was just first open, sort of like a light bulb, flash bulb going off in your eye. You'd see it, and then as you got regular light, it'd be all right. You wouldn't notice anything. I didn't know enough to cover my eye because you got to check for, the macular degeneration. You got to cover an eye, see what it is, because otherwise the brain corrects everything. All right. And another thing I started noticing, right, was things that were yellow, like this fall, spring, daffodils. Right now I'm looking with both eyes. It's yellow. I cover this eye up. It's turned parts of it are white, right? And the daffodils and the just with this eye here with the daffodils, there will be some white ones on the side of my range, even with both eyes open. At the extreme edge, they'd be white. And I started, covering up an eye to see what was going on. And it was the same thing with the dandelions. All right. And I started thinking, oh God, because we have people in my family with the problem. I downloaded what they call an Amister grid. You can download these off the internet. Make sure you download it and print it because it'll look a lot worse if you look at it on the computer screen than it actually is. Right? You look at the dot in the middle, and if you look at both eyes, right, if you have one good eye, it looks perfect. You cover up. Now it gets blurry, but also for me, it's just barely because I cut it real early. Just
Hey, idiot, you got mail.
you'll have some distortion and stuff on it, and a little dark spot. All right, just a little bit of distortion. The worse your macular degeneration gets, the worse it'll be. Yet with this eye here, it's still perfect. Okay, another clue you'll see when you're driving or walking, if you cover up an eye, you'll see eventually that pole's starting to get a little wavy, edges won't be sharp, right? So if you're a carpenter, that'd be a real problem. And I also noticed that if you cover your eye up like when you're not moving and look at car wheels, right? They're not completely round. It'll look like it'll move in toward the spokes, sort of. Like there's a three-thing spoke. You'll have a distortion there, so it won't look right. Yeah, but just test your one eye against the other. If you see something like that, go to your eye doctor. All right. Now today I had the my first injection. Right, that was sort of neat. They numbed the eye. Um, I guess first they dilated it and let me sit for a while. Then they brought me in, put some drops in, some antibiotic drops, some you know, something to freeze it or cool, to stop the pain, right? And then they put a sterile field over it, and they injected into my eye. They had me like look at my back and looking toward my elbow as far as I could, so they can hit the eye at the right spot, right? And you could see it mixing like almost like when you pour salt water into fresh water. You see that whirl stuff. You'll see that, and you also see some circles as it's mixing it with your fluid in your eye, right? So, and there was also some like tingling stuff there for about a minute, and then it was foggy for a few hours. But I was even able to drive today, so it wasn't all that bad. You know, it's worth it to go through that than get to the point where you can't even recognize faces. Because if this eye goes, with this eye, I'm really gonna not going. I'm going to have dead areas if they get bad. You won't be able to see, and it's not a round circle, as they say, right? I don't even have a circle when I'm looking at normal thing. But when I have that dark area at night, when I turn the lights on, it's more like a area that's like, angled and like almost like a tear in space in Star Trek. It's not that big yet. And you also see dull colors. The greens are a little off, things like that. Just run to your doctor and you know get it checked out, because what they'll do is they'll also put a dye in and look under and take pictures, right? And it doesn't hurt. They just put a little needle in, squeeze the stuff into a vein in your hand with a small needle, right? And then they can take the pictures because they're fluoresces. And be warned, when you pee afterwards for about a day, you wouldn't believe how yellow the pee is. I'll tell you, it is yellow. I mean, it is bright yellow. Right? And I'll go on after I get my next injection, August 12th. So I'll be on August 13th for the next installment in this. So this is the eye that was done today, the one behind me. All right, I hope I'm not talking too long, but I'm just trying to help people here, okay? Take care. Be careful.